I have made more money from one fan in my DMs than some creators make from their entire subscriber list in a month. And it was not because that fan was rich. It was because I knew exactly where he was standing and exactly what to offer him next. You are listening to On the Horizon. I am MelRose Michaels, and this is where the business of adult looks ahead. A CEO is already looking at the horizon, and today we are looking at the most underused money machine you already own, your inbox. Here is what I want you to do for the next half hour, okay? I want you to change how you see your own DM messages forever. I know, it's a big ask, but most creators literally treat their inbox like it is a chore, like customer service that they have to get through. And I'm going to show you why it is actually the highest paying room in your whole business and the exact path you walk a fan down inside of it. We are going to talk about the upsell ladder, or commonly known as a sales ladder. And we are going to talk about why fans really pay you, which is not what you think. And we are going to talk about how to do all of this without your inbox just eating and taking over your entire life, okay? So stick with me because I'm going to hand you the exact bridge line I use to also move one fan from, say, sexting, for an example, into their first custom, word for word, okay? That is coming, so keep with us. Let me start with the thing that took me, I guess, probably years, honestly, to understand. Your subscriber count is not your business. It is the top of your business. Your actual business, the part that pays your rent, happens in the conversations, in the DMs, okay? Think about a real store for a second. The number of people who walk past the window does not equal revenue, right? The revenue is what happens when someone steps inside and a real person helps them to find the thing that they did not know that they wanted or that they didn't see walking past. Your DMs are that sales floor. Every single fan there is someone who already raised their hand, already came through the door, already said yes once. And what most of us do is let them stand in the middle of the store alone while we run around posting more pictures in the window, trying to get more strangers to walk by. I did that for years, so I would know. I obsessed over growth and subscriber count, more followers, more subs, more eyeballs, and my income didn't move the same way the number did. And it made me feel kind of crazy and like nothing was working. And I'm not saying that getting more subs, more top of funnel isn't important at some stages of your business, but when this finally clicked for me, it was when I stopped trying to get more people in and I started asking what happens to the people I already have in here. So growth gets people through the door, right? But your inbox is where they actually spend. So here's the structure. I call it the upsell ladder or the sales ladder. It is the path that a fan walks from the very first free hello all the way up to the most personal, the most expensive things you offer. So for most of us, that ladder is a free to follow, then a subscription, then a pay-per-view, then customs, then a real-time video call at the very, very top. Each rung in this ladder is a small yes, and every small yes makes the next yes or the next rung easier to get. But I want to give you the thing underneath the ladder, right? The part nobody really talks about or teaches. Years ago, I had a realization that did change my business a little bit. And it's because my fans were not subscribing for my content, right? They were subscribing for access to me. And once I understood that that is what I am selling and that is what people are buying, everything kind of started to shift. I stopped thinking of myself as a content vending machine, on this hamster wheel. And I started kind of thinking of myself as a person building real relationships where the content is just the language we use to kind of get closer. It is a part of the product and service I offer, but the actual business is access to me. Fans are not really paying for content. They are paying for access. The content is how they grow closer to you, how they feel connected to you, how they experience you. And that is why the ladder really works. It is not like some scheme to extract more money. It is a map that deepens the relationship. It's a customer journey. Each rung is more for you, more access, more closeness. And the fans who climb it, they're not like fans that you tricked. Like you're not pulling a fast one. When I started investing back into my fans as actual people, learning their names, remembering their lives, supporting them in their own stuff, that became one of the single best levers I ever pulled. And the money followed the relationship every single time. So here is the tactical thing that you can use today, okay? Keep fan notes. I am so serious about this. I make a little note on every fan for anything that matters, what they like, what they bought, where they're going in their life, what their family dynamics are like. Anything they've told me that I can utilize relationship wise, build rapport and make them feel valued and listened to and seen is really important. When you open a conversation, you already know this person's dog's name, that they were sick last week. You're not selling them anymore, right? You are a person remembering a person. And people spend differently with someone who remembers them, makes them feel valued. So later in this episode, I'm going to show you how I use these kinds of notes to kind of decide and dictate my next move. Okay, so you don't have to pitch the same thing to everyone. Okay, that is not the game. A fan who subscribed yesterday and the fan who has bought 12 customs, they are completely different conversations. You should be having different conversations with them. So you want to read the room, read the fan a lot first. And here's a principle I really want you to kind of understand, because there's so much money being lost. Okay, so please stop sending menus of what you offer, especially menus with pricing. The second you kind of blast out a menu, especially with a price list of everything you are willing to offer or that you offer everyone, you have now turned yourself into the product, into a product that belongs on a shelf, a commodity. Okay, it's also a product that anyone can grab, which makes that product less valuable. So think about it. The reason a Birkin bag costs so much money, it's not the leather. It's not all that important or fancy or all the things. It is the fact that you cannot just walk in and buy one. You have to wait. You have to build a relationship. You have to be chosen. There's scarcity, and the scarcity is the value. So with your fans, especially with your customs, as you move them up to the higher rungs, you build value before you ever name the price. You let a fan know that that offering is rare. It's something you only do for people you actually like or trust or whatever, and that they have to get to know you first. That single reframe and marketing message that you give to the fan will actually make the sale bigger and make the fan want it more. You are not the cheapest option on some menu. You are now a thing that they had to earn, to work towards. And the people that bounce off your page because of this approach, those are the freeloaders. Those are the ones you're weeding out. If some say I'm not into that, I don't need to put in work like that, cool, go. They're not quality fans. It's going to make people want it more, not less. And it's going to move them higher up these rungs. So now let me, protect you because I know that what this probably sounds like. It sounds like a full-time job stacked on top of another full-time job. And we're all having so many full-time jobs as creators. And it can be, especially if you do it with no system. So 3 things, okay? 1, you do not have to give every fan the same energy. Okay, the bulk of your personal high-touch energy goes to people at the top of your ladder. The fans who really earned it, who have climbed it. Newer fans, they get warmth and they get a system. But your top fans get the real you, get the most access, okay? And this isn't cold. This is just what makes this survivable, sustainable. Now, 2, you can use templates, but treat them kind of like a starting line, not a finish line. So a template will get you most of the way there. It's a great way to structure a message. I have bridge messages that will move people up these ladders. And I like to make text shortcuts in my iPhone keyboard for these so that when I go to use them, okay, I can do the text shortcut, it fills my message, and then I can edit it for the fan and then send it. It's a template that you personalize, but that is also a system that helps with the difference between scaling and drowning, of course. Now 3, block time for your inbox instead of just living in it. The inbox will take every hour that you hand it. So if you give it specific set hours, you can protect the rest of your life and the rest of your time. That is the move that will turn messaging from a thing that runs you to a thing that you run, okay? And look, the question I always get at usually this point in one of these conversations is, okay, MelRose, but what do I actually type? What do I say to fans? So I wrote it all out for you. There is a swipe file inside the CEO Society called 5 upsell messages that move a fan up one rung. It is 5 ready to use messages. Each one gets them to jump a step on the ladder, a rung on the ladder, with notes on how to make each one sound like you. So CEO Society, our free community, it is waiting for you if you want to go grab it. And okay, here is the thing that I promised you, the exact bridge from sexting into the first custom, right? After I have been playing with a fan and messages for a while, building the fantasy together, I do not just cold pitch them a custom. I planned it. I say something you know what would be even better than us playing right now? me actually filming it just for you. Imagine pressing play and then the exact same thing we just talked about, fantasized about, the thing we just built together. Well, I filmed it and made it specially for you. And then stop. Like sometimes they'll say yes, sometimes they won't, sometimes they'll change the subject, but let it lie. You are planting seeds and the curiosity will do the rest, even if it's not today. Okay, so you are not begging, you are just opening the door, you're inviting them to walk through it. So here is the whole thing in like one breath, right? Stop counting subscribers and start counting your rungs. Your inbox is not a chore, it is a sales floor. And fans are not just buying content, they are buying access to you. So you build the relationship, you read where each person is at, you move them up one rung at a time, and you protect your energy so the work doesn't swallow you whole. Do that, and the audience you already have will start paying you more and what they were always capable of spending. If you want the exact words to say, again, that free swipe file is waiting for you inside the CEO Society. If you haven't already seen our YouTube video this week, it is a much more expanded version of this episode. So if you want to kind of hear all of the language I would use to move someone from a new subscriber up all of the rungs to the top rung, which is ultimately video call, and like a better definition of what each of these rungs are about and what happens at each of those levels, that video is on our channel on YouTube, and I hope you really get a ton of value out of it. Now, if this episode gave you something, please take 10 seconds and leave it a little review. It really helps creators find the show. And also do me a favor, share this with another creator who is really having trouble making revenue in DMs because they're probably just not guiding the fan through the customer journey, and this would really benefit them. I think that's it from you guys. So I hope you take what you learned here today and turn your potential into profits. Thanks for listening, CEO Squad. I'll see you in the next one.